The Blades Ramble are proudly supported by our main channel sponsor, My Business Group, a group of brands designed to support owners, leaders and managers in business. We would not be where we are without the incredible support of John and the team. If you're looking to grow your business, contact mybusinessgroup.co.uk today for more information, or follow the link in the description below. And as this is 90 after 90, I want to thank our sponsors, Cosmetic Repair Solutions, an independent award-winning network of vehicle accident repair centres located in Chesterfield, Rotherham, Dinnington, Barnsley and Derby. Visit the website to find out more or get an estimate at cosmeticrepair.co.uk.
Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy, and this is 90 after 90. Up to 90 minutes. Don't have to be 90 minutes if we don't want. After that 90 minutes. Frank Lampard's just been interviewed now. When it comes to Chris Wilder being interviewed, I'll stop and I'll try and regurgitate. That's not the right word, is it? But I'll try and let you know what he's saying. How do we feel about that? There's a lot of things to get your head round. There's a lot of things to think about in terms of the performance. I don't think we were terrible. I don't think we were great. I think it were a tale of two halves. I think the first half, after we scored and we went in front, I think we were the better side. And we almost went 2-0 up at one stage. Second half, we knew they were going to come at us. We knew it. And we couldn't live with them. We couldn't live with them. And they scored. After they scored, I was conscious of making that comment where you could see that the team hadn't given up. They hadn't put their heads down. We were still going for it. It wasn't like a defeatist attitude. It's just like we were second best. And I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with being... Look, I'd rather have I can hear Jamie Dumpling now in the background. I have to mute you, Jamie. In fact, I'll mute everybody just so I don't get distracted by that, because I will. I can't multitask, as you all know. But I'm just... Look, we started out and we thought it were going to be 3-4-1-2. Just because there were Tom Cannon and Tyrese Campbell together in the side. Surely you can't play one of them in the 10 or whatever it might be. And he didn't play one of them in the 10. He played two up top, which is positive. But the lineup was 4-4-2. So Tanganga was still at right back. McCallum was at left back, who played well, I thought. He had a poor first 10 minutes, and I thought he played well after that. But I think he's better at wing back, personally. I think he's strong going forward. And then we had Gyro, who was largely anonymous today. I'm a Gyro fan, but he was largely anonymous today. And Sidney Pecco, I thought, did all right. Who initially was doing a bit of a job on Matt Grimes. We had Ogbeni as the right winger. And the less said about Ogbeni tonight. And then on the left was the man who's been controlling things in the 10 position for us, Callum O'Hare. And I think it took him out of the game for a little bit. I think it took him a little bit of time to warm up tonight. He certainly came into it a lot more as the game went on. But I think it's not his natural position, is it? We've moved the pieces around again. If you look at our lineup, I don't even know if I've got it here because I haven't had a lot of time between. But if you look at our lineup, we have got the players on the pitch to play in their natural positions, and we chose not to do that. And I question Chris Wilder for that. I have to do. And I don't like doing it. And we went 1-0 up, and after we went 1-0 up, we were the better side, playing this 4-4-2. So again, I'm open for criticism here with throwing shade at Wilder a little bit. But we've got Tanganga playing at right back, who's a centre half. And we know he's a centre-half because we later bring Sariki on for McGuinness and move Tanganga inside. So we've got Tanganga out of position. We've got McCallum playing at left-back when I think he's more a left wing-back. But I'll give you it. If you want to put him as a left-back, that's fine. But that's one player out of position in Tanganga along the back. Ogbeni, absent, largely absent. But Callum O'Hare is definitely playing out of position on the left wing. Now, I like that we've got square pegs in square holes with Tyrese Campbell and Tom Cannon. I thought Tom Cannon did well tonight. I don't think we can go much higher than that. I think it's one of his better performances in a Sheffield United shirt. Absolutely it is. But let's not go to town on him being best things in sliced bread because he isn't. But also, by the same token, why is Tyrese Campbell staying on the pitch when he's blowing after 40 minutes? And Tom Cannon's still got more in the tank. I don't understand it. I don't understand that at all. So that's two players definitely out of position, possibly three, to fit this 4-4-2 formation that we haven't yet played this season. Why are we not playing three at the back? We've got three centre-halves in that team. Why don't we play all three in the natural position? Ogbeni, some would consider him a right wing-back anyway. I don't know what I consider him, to be honest, but we've got Sariki in the squad who came on and played well. So why not you starting Sariki at right wing-back, McCallum at left wing-back, then you can have Peck and Gyro in the middle, O'Hare in his natural 10 position, and then Campbell and Cannon up top. Everybody in the natural position. Everybody. I just do not understand why we're not playing to the squad's strengths. It shows a lack of adaptability for me. If it were Ruben Sayers, I'd be going balmy about it. So I have to question Chris Wilder. Chris Wilder has got so much credit in the bank that, you know, he can stick two fingers up at all of us and say what he's done. It goes back to the similar reference to, he talks about professional footballers being criticised by amateur footballers, and he's absolutely right. The amateurs sit in the pub and they criticise the pros. And this is exactly what we're doing in a different way. We're armchair managers that are criticising the manager's decisions, but we are also paying punters and we are supporters of the club that are able to criticise. You know, if he was on the sidelines watching as a supporter, he would be doing the same thing as us. So I do think it's something that we have to address. How do we get the best out of this squad? We've lost again. We've lost again from a winning position. Coventry were there for the taking tonight. If we'd have gone for jugular against Coventry, we could have had them. I've no doubt about it. We could have gone 2-0 up tonight. And that is very difficult for them to come back from. It's not impossible against Sheffield United, as Preston have shown. But I think going 2-0 up puts you in a really commanding position. And I just think we didn't take advantage of it. And I'm really disappointed that we didn't do that. Look, I'm going to get to your comments, and I appreciate everybody's comments flying in. But we've got a lot of people waiting behind the scenes tonight. So I'm going to also get some callers early doors. I can't remember at all, to be honest, who I've plumbed in where. So it's just going to be a surprise to me, whoever pops up on screen. I know Lewis is first, so we'll bring in Batman and we'll have a chat with Lewis. So welcome to the stream, pal. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I to be honest, I thought it was. I thought aspects of it were better tonight.
Yeah,
I did take some positives from it.
Good.
I think first half we were winning more second balls, being a bit more competitive in duels, putting ourselves in, and we were doing that in good parts of the pitch as well. You know, in advanced areas. So I was okay with it. They were letting fly with a few shots, creating a few chances. You would expect them to. You know, the top of the league, they're at home. Yeah. But I thought we did enough first half to be sort of happy going in at half time. We knew they were going to start quick. Second half. The big moment for me is the second goal, where if Davo's going to come out for it, he's got to get it. He's got to get it, or he's got to stay out of the way, because he stopped Ben Mee jumping as well. And it's really cost us that second goal, and that was the killer moment, I thought, because they didn't fold when Cobb got the second goal, and that was a big plus for me as well, that they showed some personality and went after it again, try to build their way back into the game. So
it's a plus because you never want players going into themselves. Sorry to interrupt your flow there, mate, but you don't want to stop them going into themselves, which is something we're trying to actively avoid. But the fact that we've gone toe to toe with them and come out, yes, they're top of the league, so maybe it's a poor game to compare that to, and we have to take the context, as it should be. We have to sort of be aware that these are top of the league and these are the best side in the league. But does it not concern you that we're second best?
It does, but the reasons for it, I think, are a little bit difficult to resolve at the moment, because I think the summer was a disaster with recruitment. I mean, the thing that sort of highlighted it to me was the second half, where I'm thinking, well, who do we bring on to change the game? That could change the formation, the system, that could get us playing a different way. Maybe Sariki. And then you're thinking, well, that's a compromise defensively, because he's great going forward. He isn't great. So if you want to switch to a back four, you're struggling a little bit. And we did get caught out at the end pushing forward, which, again, you're going to be in that situation against a team like that away from home. So the things we need to do, I think, to make us not second best and resolve some of the issues we've got are we've got to get Blaster and Gus back for a start as fast as we can. And we've got to try and get through to January and just try not to have too many more defeats, which is a big ask at the minute because we're going down most weeks.
Sorry, mate, go on.
No, I just about to say, I think that the problem is the lack of options available to him at the moment. I think the Cal O'Hare thing, and I don't want to see him playing out of his natural position as well. But I think the reason he did that tonight was they're a bit naughty down their right-hand side. And we saw that at times with Sakamoto and Van Evijk, how they can double up and cause you some issues. And I think he wanted that physical output on that side. Cal did a lot of running, particularly first half, to try and track back and help out in that area. And I think if I'm playing devil's advocate, that's why he did it. But everything's a compromise at the minute. When he's selecting a team, when he's setting up, it just all looks like a bit of a compromise, because I don't think he's got... You've got players, like you say, that can play in a natural position within the formation. We've got enough players there. But when certain ones aren't performing, I mean, Ogbene, again, he's just ineffective, isn't he? He's doing nothing.
Well, I'm loath to try and pull down one of my most positive Blades. You are in the Blades community, not just the Ramble community, but in the Blades community, yourself and Brett and Dave Morwood, Mr. Vancouver, all very positive Blades. Andy the Blade, I'm not convinced yet, but very positive Blades. But Ogbene, what are we doing with Ogbene? What has he shown us that makes him, that doesn't put him on the same level as a Louis Barry for us this season as such a letdown? And he's the only difference between the two is he's getting the game time. And I'm not saying Louis Barry deserves to be in the team, because I don't think he does, but Ogbene offers us absolutely nothing. And I think because we've got zero options on the right wing, then that's the only player that we're just persisting with him. Well, surely the option is don't play with wingers. Yeah. We've only, mate, tell me if I'm being daft. But
no, I mean, I've said on a few occasions we should play more narrow up top, have O'Hare and two strikers, and play with wing backs, because we've got wing backs. We've got Sariki and Burrows. We've got McCallum. We can play with wing backs, but we opt to play with wingers when we don't have any. I mean, if we had Gus play, I'm happy with Gus playing off the left. I know some people prefer the idea of him in the 10. Yeah. I'm quite happy with Gus playing on the left. So when we've got him available, which we haven't at the moment, we've got that option there. We've got very little option on the right. To me, Andre Brooks is our best option there at the moment. If you have to play with wingers, if you insist on doing it. With Ogbene, his party trick is supposed to be his pace and to be able to stretch teams, and we're just not seeing it. We're not seeing it at all.
I know. Do you fear for us with Adam Davis between the sticks?
I fear for us whenever we've not got Coops in goal, because I think he's just a far better. I know his form's not been great this season, but I just think he's a far better goalkeeper than Davo, generically speaking. I think the first goal possibly beats Cooper as well as Davis.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good strike. The second goal, I would put money on Coops making a better decision in that situation. Either he comes earlier and gets it, or he stays out of the way, and that goal doesn't happen.
But this is that second one.
It's the story of our season, though, isn't it? We've had to change the goalkeeper at half time. Something's gone against us again, and it's cost us at a critical moment. But I do think there were aspects that were better tonight, and I don't think we should feel it's difficult because it's another defeat, but we shouldn't feel too down about it. That was a difficult fixture, and I thought we did all right in parts of that game.
I love that. Thank you, mate. Thank you for starting us off tonight. I've got a few people to get through, but thank you for your time, as always. And I'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, mate. See you soon,
pal. See you in a bit.
Cheers.
Nice one, Lewis. So I've not intentionally done that there, where we've focused on the negative, because Lewis is a very positive blade, and he does try and see the best in what we're doing. And I agree with him that we looked good in parts, but obviously in that call there, we spoke about some of the things that were concerning to us. So I've spoken about some negative bits with a positive blade. I'm coming to my next guest now, and I'm going to see if we can flip it. And look, there's going to be some negativity to start, but we're going to try and flip it and have some positivity at the end of the call. It's Mark Meldew. How's it going, pal?
Been better, pal.
I know, mate. But at least you didn't final at Traitors.
I tell you something. I wish I were, pal. That was crap, that.
Oh, anyway, mate. Anyway, so come on. I think we're on a similar page tonight. I were really disappointed with that second half collapse again. I think we kept going, but for me, keeping going is the absolute bare minimum. It's just because we didn't go into a shell and absolutely allow them to run all over us, we shouldn't be celebrating that fact, in my opinion. I think it's more a case of how poor some of the decisions are that we're making on the field. I think the manager has to come into question for the formation that we're playing and things like that. And look, it worked for us in the first half, so I may be wrong to criticise that, but it's not changed when the pressure's on. What were your thoughts on the game tonight, mate?
I mean, like you've just said there, is that what we've become, where we're celebrating, or we've had a bit of a go?
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
we've lost 3-1, but at least we had a go. That's not.
We've conceded 9 in 3 games, haven't we? It's not good enough. First half, I've got to admit, I thought we did okay. I thought, if I'm being, not to sort of focus on negative, but we had chances, Jim.
Yeah, we did.
We had chances, and you've got to, when you go to a side like them, where you know what you're going to get with them, they might be a bit off it to start with. They just had a defeat. They want to come out and impress, and I mean, we're sort of waiting with a bit of a sucker punch, really. It were a pretty poor ball in by Sidney Peck, and Ben Mees made good of it, and McCallum's tapped it in.
Yeah, that's right.
But you sit there at half time, and you sit there and you think, first 15 minutes, you cannot come out and concede. To have any chance of winning this game, you can't do it. And
because momentum swings all their way, doesn't it?
Exactly.
As soon as they score.
He stood on side at pitch, and I thought, that's it then. You just, and I know that might sound too negative.
Who stands on side at pitch?
Davis. It just gives you no confidence whatsoever. And we've had this chat before, and you've spoke about it with Dave and Paul, and Dave's said himself, we need a better number 2, because there's an high chance we're going to, biggest game of our season in terms of who we're playing in 2 weeks, we're him in net. And it's a worry. It worries me. In fact, it petrifies me, to be honest. It's just, I just don't know where we go from here. I just don't see, like Benny again, I don't see what he gives us. He don't win out in air. He don't take a man on. He don't cross ball. Brooks come on and run down wing once and crossed it. Albeit it weren't a great cross and it went out for a goal kick. But he had a go.
Yeah. He had a go.
I do think when I
know what you mean though.
I do think when Gus comes back, and it's that question again, we don't know how he's going to be. I won't be bothered if he played Brooks on left and played Gus on right, because Gus will have a goal, like, for all his flaws and stuff.
Why are we playing wingers?
it's just daft. I don't.
Why are we playing wingers? I mean, it worked to a degree tonight because we've got two up front and we were trying to get it down the sides and we were trying to get it in box. And that, that's going to work if you can get your success down the sides. But we're not going to get it consistently. We had Benny there and no real left winger. I know Brooks came on, but Callum O'Hare's not a left winger. So when Gus Amer's back in and fit, hang on, Chris Wilder's talking, mate. Disappointed with the goals. Long throw and a set piece. We've not dealt with it. Good signs from the majority of the game. They've got a lot of belief and confidence, and we're searching for form. So the attitude of the players was spot on. Game went how we wanted it to first half. We had opportunities. They've scored bucket loads of goals this season. They're always going to be a threat. But I thought we were a threat going the other way. Disappointing with the two goals we conceded. The third one when we're chasing the game. Positive contributions from the subs. Just needed to find that calmness and a bit of composure and a bit of quality. Because we had enough. They had to defend. We never found that bit. And we come away not winning. Toe to toe, in my opinion, with the best team in the championship. That was it. The one question for him. Thoughts on that, mate?
It's kind of what I expected, to be honest. We did all right first half, but I don't think we laid a glove on him second half.
No,
we went innocent. I think it's easy to say that, and we've run about a bit. And like you said, Jimmy, that's a given. He knows that. That's for any fan that watches us. You expect your team to go out and put a shift in. And only player you can say that probably does that currently is Callum O'Hare.
Yeah, consistently.
And every goal's come from a mistake.
I think McCallum deserves a bit of credit personally tonight. I thought he started poor, and I know you did as well because I saw comments. But I thought he came into the game a lot more.
Yeah, you've got to give him his due. He's in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
But like every goal, like first goal, Tanganga and McGuinness. I think it was McGuinness, or it might have been Peck. I'm not sure who jumps up, but they're having a cuddle in the middle of the box, and it just falls to Sakamoto.
Tanganga and McCallum, I think.
Was it McCallum? I knew there were two of them there. Second goal, I don't know what he's doing. And then third goal, they've tried playing offside. They just stood there, and Sidney Peck's going mad when ball was in net. But every goal's avoidable, and I don't see why we turn it round personally.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm getting worried now. You're talking in a game's time, a third of the way through the season, really.
You think we're in trouble?
I do, 100%. And I think the problem we're going to have in January is I see a lot of people, included in chat and stuff like that, talking about, we need to get to Jan and bring some better players in and we need upgrades. And problem is, when you're at bottom three, these upgrades don't come to a bottom three side. They're going to your Stokes, your Hulls, your teams that are higher up in league that are pushing. Yeah, I do. And the only thing that probably goes in our favour is probably money we can offer in terms of wages, probably. That is the only thing.
We can get some quality loans in because there's no long-term commitment to us. We can sack off a lot of our loans who have not worked, and including Ogbeni, and we can get some quality loans in because they're not tied to us. So I think there is light at the end of the tunnel personally, but it's so disappointing.
It just feels like we're hanging on to that, aren't we? We're hanging on to that 30-day period in Jan.
Yeah.
Where you've got to get rid of all these players first. And then they've clearly got a plan because they've spoke about it on radio, they've spoke about it in press. They've got a plan what they want to do, and you can kind of see, like you said with McGuinness, does he really fancy him? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he's done too bad. There were a mistake tonight, which he should just clear it into Rose Head. And he's nearly put them through, but yeah, I don't know. I'm finding it really difficult to to pick many positives. Only other thing I will say, I thought Tom Cannon looked better in a 2.
Yeah, I did.
And I'm not his biggest fan either, but I have said he has to play in a 2 for over a consistent period of time for us to.
I wanted taking him off. I'd have taken Campbell off because I think Campbell were blowing.
Yeah, worse out of 2, Campbell tonight. Personally, I
agree.
think decision making in final thirds terrible at times.
Yeah,
I mean, he got caught twice, didn't he? Offside, like twice in short space of time.
Yeah.
He's
silly decisions.
He's a shadow of himself compared to last year, but we've got to keep grinding, and we'll go again Saturday. But yeah, I'm worried.
Top man, Marco. Appreciate you, mate. I'm going to come to Russ straight away, but it looks like he's gone for a little a brew or something like that. So we will try and go to our. Oh, he's here. Look, he's here. Marco, thank you so much, pal. Really appreciate it.
Take care, pal. See you later.
You too. Ta-ra, mate. It's Mr. Morwood. How's it going, Dave?
All right, mate.
Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm not bad. Not bad at all.
I don't believe you.
I thought we were, we weren't great the second half.
You thought we were better?
I thought we were better than what we have been. I mean, the formation, I agree with what Lewis said, that he probably played Cal O'Hare out on the left for their right side being a bit strong.
Yeah.
But that formation cries out for 3-5-2.
I agree, mate. Sorry, just to cut you off. I have to say, you carry on if you feel like we were better than I'm saying we were, because I am well aware that I can get caught up with, the downturn in how it feels to. I think it knocks me back more because we've gone in front and we've again chucked a lead away through silly mistakes, and that's the frustration. But that sometimes clouds my judgment of the overall game. So, speaking to yourself and Lewis and others, and Mark to a degree, we played better than maybe I'm giving us credit for tonight. Yeah,
we did, and I mean, like I said, the formation, get Benny out, put Sariki in.
Yeah,
for a 3-5, put Cal in the middle. The number 10
makes sense, doesn't it?
Play the 2 up front. Why he took Cannon off instead of Campbell, I don't know. But again, it's 3 mistakes.
It is, yeah.
3 mistakes. Now, we'll never know whether Cooper would have got to that ball, but he certainly would have got to the corner or stayed where he should have stayed.
You're like me, though, Dave. You've been a long-time fan of Michael Cooper.
Yeah.
Are you concerned now that he might be out for a little while? Or do you think Davo can step up?
I'm concerned Cooper's out.
Me too.
Whether Davo can step up, I'm not positive on that.
We're going to say, you're a founding member, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not positive on Davo stepping up.
Okay.
That's always been the problem. But what I would like to say is, when we scored that goal, the ball goes out for the corner, everybody shuffles into where they're going to be, where they're going to go. And McGuinness is stood at the front post. And as Sidney Peck's going to take that corner in past him, he's pointing there. He's pointing there.
Right.
And I thought...
I'll have to look at that back.
He could have been pointing at somebody else, but I thought it was telling Sidney Peck there.
Yeah.
Because Sidney takes the corner, Ben Mee comes charging across, flicks it back, McCallum puts it in.
Yeah, it were a well-worked goal. It were well worked. I think Mee's done really well there, because I don't think the cross was the best, but listen, it's ended up being back at net, so I'm happy whichever way around.
It. But then, like I said, all right, we lost Cooper. That made me a bit nervous, and when he came out for that cross, that made me even more nervous. But then we did keep going and we troubled them. Yeah, we got through a few things, but I mean, Sariki came on 80th minute?
Yeah, something like that. Too late.
But he did more than 10 minutes than Benny did for the previous 80 or whatever it was.
He did.
I don't like dragging the players down. I will, I mean, will stand up and shout for them and say, look, there are players, don't, you know.
Yeah.
But I can't see what Benny offers us.
No.
Apart from losing the ball all the time.
All the time.
And I'm positive on that, man.
I know you are, mate. I know you are.
I'm positive.
Thank you, David boy. Always good to speak to you, mate.
Yeah, and congratulations on the 10K, buddy.
Thank you, mate. You've been part of it for a long time, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Whether I'll stay.
Don't say that. Right, I'll see you soon, pal.
I will. See you soon,
cheers, mate.
Cheers.
To that. Nice one, Dave Morwood. Top man, as always. I'm going to try and get into some comments now. I do apologise for neglecting them. We have got some people waiting, and I will do my very best to get to those as soon as possible. But you know how it is, guys. I've got to try and keep this balance going, haven't I? Chris says, Jimmy, they're useless. Let's be honest. We're in a relegation battle. We need to start realising it. Campbell needs dropping. Wilder's beginning to wind me up by clearly playing his favourites. Justin says they say don't go back. Definitely don't go back twice. Sorry, Jim. Wilder hasn't picked the team up and it hasn't improved. It needs calling out. If it's good enough for Sayers, up the Blades, up the Ramble. This is a platform for people to say whatever they feel. Obviously, the only thing we ask is that you're respectful about it, but that doesn't mean you have to agree with how I feel about certain things. So more than fair that you call out what you think is not right. Joe says, evening, Jimmy. Having a holding central defensive midfielder playing box-to-box and expecting them to score when no one has ever scored, criminal. We can't even stick to a formation at the moment, fudging players in. Wavo says, I've never rated Peck, even last year, always slowing things down, taking extra touches and passing backwards every time. Cannon should have stayed on, looked livelier than Campbell, says Andy. I completely agree, mate. Kev says, I accept Femi isn't a great defender, but his pace going forwards worries defenders. That's why he's a right wing back all day long, Kev. And with 3 at the back, it gives you a little bit more protection. It's screaming. 3-5-2 traditionally, but the 3-4-1-2 that we've all been talking about. The same formation that we played in the Championship when we went up in 18-19. Brand says, honestly don't know where we go from here, Jim. Just don't see where we go. We've dropped far too many points by the time we get to January. We're in big trouble, Blades. Jamie Hackney Boy says, looks like you won't be playing Leeds next season then. We will. Don't worry about that. We will. I don't think we go down. Carl says, going to be a big rebuild in the summer, no matter what league we're in. Owners need to get people in who know football and make plans. That's been the concern all the way along. You can't blame the owners for not knowing football. They are businessmen that have come in and seen an opportunity, and we have to accept that. That can work anyway. Like going into any business that you're not familiar with, it's not a foreign thing for successful business people to do. But they then have to surround themselves with SMEs, don't they? Have to surround themselves with people that know what they're talking about. And if they have picked wrong, Des Taylor, for example, I was never a Des Taylor fan. I think I'm quite clear about that. I think a lot of people were of that opinion. If they listened to him early doors with certain players or whatever it might have been, and they've gone down a wrong path because he's not as credible as they believe him to be. If they've picked the wrong horse to back in terms of whose football knowledge do we latch onto, then we are in trouble. We are in big trouble. And, you know, rumours now that they're touting us around for sale already, seeing what's available. Matt says, Wilder's too stubborn. He was sane before. Liam says, they make tactical changes after half-time. Wilder doesn't react. We didn't touch the ball for the first 15 and 20 minutes of the second half. Waited until we went 2-1 down like he waited until 3-2 at Preston. Blunt Yorkshireman says, well done, Jimmy, for calling out CW. It needs saying, and he isn't infallible. I agree, mate. I agree. I think you've always got to be honest with how you feel, haven't you? And that gives me sticks, because I will sometimes be biased towards Wilder too much. But it's still my honest opinion when I'm backing him. It's not like a blind faith. It's I am so confident in him that it's genuinely how I feel. I'll never lie to you. But by the same token, you have to be honest in terms of calling him out when you think it's not right. So anyway, Mike Fisher says Campbell's blowing and puffing after 45 minutes. Needs to look at himself, and so do the fitness coaches. Absolutely right, Mike. Absolutely right. Agree with the 5-2-1-2 formation. Comments players in the right, putting the players in the right position. Ray-Bans and Cigarettes says, hi Jimmy, how can two halves be so different? First half, we looked organised and played well. Second half, we dropped off a cliff. Don't get it. Something is seriously wrong. Alessandro says, honestly, badly missing the leadership and presence from Anel and Sousa. Comparison to the replacements is massive. Tanganga is the only good bit of business. A lot of criticism should be on the board. We have replaced Anel with Tanganga. I think that's... You could argue it's not an upgrade, but it's certainly par. And Anel wasn't playing very well last season either, but he's a very good defender. Let's not try and twist things around. But Tanganga's not playing there. He's playing at right back. So if you were playing Tanganga at centre half, then you could judge him as an Anel replacement, because that's where he was brought in to be. But we've not got a right back. So why don't you play the three centre halves that we've got with no right back as a 3? Play him as a 3. Helen says, if Coops is injured, I think we should put Faxon in. Can't be any worse than Davis. It was a bit pony and trapped today. I'd be up for that. It won't happen, Helen. Won't happen, but it's a good call. I would be up for that. Judgy says, totally agree, Jim. Cov was up for the taking. I just can't understand what's being said at half-time from Wilder. HJ says, evening, Jim. Defo didn't play bad. Coops injured. It needs to make signings in Jan, especially in attack where we lack creativity. Sariki needs to play as Tanganga can't play right back. Pete says, I just think CW is making a bad bunch a lot worse because his job is safe from the board and he wants money in Jan, proving a point, up the Ramble, up the Blades. I don't think that's the case, if I'm honest, Pete. Because that is ridiculously counterproductive. He wants to be successful in every game. I truly believe that. But, again, he's not making the right decisions, is he? Clearly not, because the results aren't coming. So, but I also think he's hindered by the lack of quality in the squad. So it's not Wilder's doing a terrible job, because I don't think he is. I think we've definitely improved since he's come in. But I do think there's things he could be doing differently now to try different things. I thought tonight, when I saw this team sheet, I thought tonight was actually the night that we go back to 3 at the back. And I'm not saying that's the solution to all our problems, but something a lot of us at Blades have been calling for is 2 up top for ages. And that is one of the very, very few positives that we're taking out of tonight, is that 2 up top clearly works for us. 1 up top, we look so isolated at times, but 2 up top has clearly worked for us tonight. And so, it just reinforces the thought process that a lot of us have been calling for. Ben says, we've been pretty grim for quite a while now. Last good performance I can remember is beating Coventry. Funny how it's changed so drastically. Gaza says, I thought they played okay when subs came on. We were all over them. Michael says, I used to love it when the Blades played teams like our current team. Good individuals, but no plan. No identity, no spirit, no fight. Would generally beat them. Yeah, I completely agree. That's so well put. I'm worried. I said it in the watch along, says S14. It feels like a little like 2010, 2011, inconsistent, poor judgment, very little luck, and our big players are not showing up. Southampton win, and we're already 6 points off. Matt says, after individual performances like that, Campbell needs to be called out as much as Cannon does, because he's looked just as bad a lot of this season. Fair. Wilder out, says Mark. And that's a bit of a line in the sand comment, and that allows me. So thank you to Mark. Not thank you for that, because I don't agree with it. But it does allow me to go to one of our next callers who've been waiting very patiently. So welcoming in, it's Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Pallets. How's it going, pal? Oh, no, I can't hear you. And you're not muted. You're not muted. Have you got... Oh, what's going off? Son, come on. Let me double check. No, it's not. I don't think it's me, mate. I don't think it's me. Am I going to see in a minute? Okay. Let's see if we can go to our next guest, which is Russ.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. That just gives me confidence it's not our end.
There you go.
How's it going, mate? You okay?
Right.
Are you okay? You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. It's. Would you like a positive analysis?
Yes, please. Take the floor, my friend.
I think I quite like the way he set up the 4-4-2.
Did you? Okay.
I don't like that system generally. I'm a 3 at the back man, but for this game, it looked good. I like what he did with Sidney Peck, where he had him following Matt Grimes around.
Right,
that meant
yes,
that
I thought that
Riedewald
worked.
had to be quite disciplined and
I thought that
just hold his
worked.
position. And I think it also meant that the two wide guys, O'Hare and Ogbene, weren't played as wingers. They were just tucking in a little bit narrow, because otherwise we were a little bit lost in the middle with Peck having to follow Grimes around. And it worked really well.
I think so.
But the way it was set up there, we had to take the game away from them.
We did.
You know, we really had to just, you know, one goal and another, take the game from them, because they're going to work that out. The second half, they've got to get Grimes in the game. They did do, because they kept pushing another man in there. So City then had decisions to make. He couldn't, he couldn't hang on to Grimes as he did. Grimes got more involved then. I thought overall, we deserved to win the game if it hadn't have been for errors.
Wow.
At the back.
Okay.
Obviously, keeper and, you know. Is it a case of the same old, but it's, mistakes that meant that we couldn't stay in the game.
Do you worry about us tactically, Russ?
I think for this game, it worked. And the second half was always going to be key. And you had to be ahead, well ahead in that second half. And we conceded. And that's when, changes then needed to be made. I think the changes he made, I would have took Campbell off. I think I would have been saying to Cannon and Campbell, look, 60 minutes. I want you to run and run. 60 minutes. You will be coming off. And having One and
Ings come on.
Pardon?
And Ings come on. Only and Ings come on.
And then get One on and Ings.
After
and you've got the same energy, impetus, focus, keeping their back, two lads at the back occupied. And maybe we could have seen the game out. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
I think we might have been. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Ogbenis, but I think we might have been a bit unkind to him because he wasn't asked to play as a winger today. He was a right-sided midfield player who had to tuck in to allow the Peck thing to work.
Yeah, possibly.
Once that had gone away, once the game then opens into something else and morphs into something else, then you've got to yank him off. I thought Brooks did well again when he came on.
Yeah, I did.
I thought it was very positive. I thought McCallum had a good game.
I did.
I think he looked shaky first off, but I think that was over exuberance because it meant a lot to him with being Coventry.
Yeah. But Sariki looked bright as well when he came on.
Pardon?
I thought Sariki looked bright when he came on as well.
Well, I'm a big Sariki fan.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's off the naughty step.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems to be, doesn't he?
Seems to be. Because I still believe that Sariki and Brooks are part of our future.
Yes.
We look to Arblaster and Peck at that, but I think those two lads, if they just keep knuckling down, I think they should. They need a run.
I agree. Games. I don't think they will be top level players, if I'm honest. But the fact that we're going to be a championship side next season, hopefully, being well,
it's for them to prove, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if we are successful, let's say next year, this year even, you never know.
That's very optimistic of you.
As long as they're good enough to keep on the journey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So I've seen a lot of improvement. I think we've been quite unlucky in some areas, and I thought the referee didn't do too bad tonight, actually.
Like that. Love to give refs praise where we can.
Yeah, we just got to keep soldiering on, keep doing what we're doing. But from a formation point of view, we've got the personnel. If Sariki's back in the fold, then let's go with 3 at the back and 2 up top.
Now you're talking my language. Nice one. Thank you, Russ. Always good to have a positive opinion, mate, and great to see you on the call.
You're welcome. Well done with the 10K, mate.
Thank you, pal. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, mate. Nice one. Straight on to sunny Glasby. How's it going, pal?
All right, pal. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I can hear you. All is well in the world. How are you feeling, mate, after that?
Crap.
Yeah,
absolutely
I know.
Crap, mate. But yeah, where to begin with that, mate? Honestly, I weren't positive going into the game, to be fair. With personnel we've got now, recent forms been, but I just can't believe it's happened now. It's happened again.
I know.
Is the key word in that.
This is the thing, isn't it? Because nobody expected us to get out really tonight. So have we any right to be disappointed? I think we have. I think we have because we've gone in front and collapsed again, essentially. However it's come about, we've collapsed. But I struggle now to look at the bigger picture, like they're league leaders, they're scoring a bucket load of goals, we're not expected to go there and get out. But we had it again. We had it where we could have taken it by horns, and we've not done it.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
I honestly think after the Preston game, it was the same momentum shifted at half time. I don't know what's happening at half time and what's winning players' heads, but again, I didn't expect anything. But you see that first half, things are getting created. weren't the best, but we 1-0 up at half time. How can you not be happy against league leaders?
I know.
It's just I said it before. I said it on the chat. The shoe-opening players that aren't fit for the system. I just don't get it. And again, I know. Listen, I love Wilder. I'm sure many people know that, and I'm quite positive when it comes to players. But at a minute, I honestly think we're having a relegation scrap if we carry on going this way, and we are. We've got to be realistic now.
Would you go 3 at back, son?
Yes, I would. I've always with a Duffy role and 2 strikers up top.
Yeah.
Formation. Sariki, when he came on, bombing down that right hand side, it's something that Ogbeni can't for some reason do anymore. I just don't get it. I just don't know why Wilder's not thought. These list of players we've got, what's the best formation suits these players? How is he not seeing the 3 at the back with the Cam and 2 right back? I don't. He must know something we don't, because again, it's got to be a reason for it. But it's just really, really frustrating. But
it's mad because the players suit the 3. It's not because we have to go back to it because it's a proven old school Sheffield United formation. It's because yes, he's played the formation before, but it fits the players that we've got in the first team. It fits them. You can fit them all in to their ideal position in that formation. So it just makes sense to put them into that way of setting up. It just really, really frustrating. What's the shirt behind you, mate?
Don't wait. Can I get it?
Oh, mate.
Don't. I go to bed praying to it. Just please, just give me one player from him. Just give me one moment from him again. But I watched him last night, and I turned it off. I
know it's a sickener, isn't it?
Came up to bed and saw that. I went to the spare room. I couldn't be bothered anymore. But now, honestly, with some players on that pitch, want to be absolutely. Oh, I haven't got the. It's a family channel. It's a family channel,
mate. Yeah,
it's a family channel. But Ogbeni, please don't let him see in a United shirt ever again. I am absolutely fed up for him. I can't stand him. Campbell is Campbell, professional footballer, professional athlete. Can't last more than 40 minutes. Camera goes on him. He's blowing absolutely out of his back.
You were raging, weren't you? I could see it.
God.
I know.
God. Listen, he's fantastic on his day. Preston, first half, unbelievable. Playing
1 half though. 1 half.
Yeah, 1 half.
It doesn't happen often enough.
But I know he does his 60-minute changes, but if he knows Campbell's got that in 45 minutes, I'd rather bring an One on who's a big physical lump, who was absolutely rapid, who's going to cause someone problems.
Exactly right.
I don't get it. I don't see how we get out of this all, because it's like a lot of people go on about last season. The players we haven't changed. You've just said it then about Anel. We've replaced him with Tanganga, but we haven't though, because Mark McGuinness is playing in his leading position. So Tanganga at right back, it does not work. It don't. He's a fantastic player. Needs to be at centre back with someone.
Yeah.
And he does. Same with Cannon. I thought, and people are saying, yeah, he played well, and I was happy with him. But that's the bare minimum he should be doing every game anyway.
Exactly right.
But get the right partnership up there, and we could try and build. But January is a long time away.
I know. It's dangerous to just sit and wait for January, innit? We've got to keep trying different things, and it's screaming 3 at the back to me, mate. But look, we're banging it against a brick wall, aren't we? Because not we say is going to change it. It's just it's the frustration in us that something needs to change, and it's got to be quite drastic. So anyway, one of them things. But no, mate, thank you for coming on, pal. Really appreciate it as always. And I'll catch up with you soon.
Take care, buddy. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. You too. Top man, Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Pallets there. Now, let me try and remember where I put the next caller. I think he's in this spot. Yes, he is. It's Jamie Dumpling in Bald Lee's car, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Now then, is Bald and Brilliant there with you?
Yes.
Hey up, mate. Evening. How are we feeling, lads? Family channel.
I thought the effort levels were better. The quality levels weren't, personally. Ogbeni, I don't know what his sport is, but at the moment it's not football. I thought Cooper looked like he was having as good a game as he's had for us this season, and unfortunately got injured. And if we can put anybody in next game, can it be Tom Davies over Adam Davies? And I'll let Jamie carry on now because I'm going to have to drive. Good to see you. Take care.
Bald and Brilliant. Thank you, mate. Jamie, what have you got? What's your take on the game then, pal?
I've been listening in. I've got to say, from our point of view, that referee was diabolical. That were horrific.
Well, I've got somebody waiting to come on next who's just shook their head at that comment. So you consider yourself told off already.
That's from the stands. But I do think it were a lot better than Derby. I know Derby were really bad, so we've gone from awful to meh, but it's progress nonetheless. And two up top were a lot better.
Two up top were a lot better. Going from awful to meh is progress.
Well, is it progress?
It is, but it's not good, is it?
No, we need something. We're desperate.
I think the context I am unable to apply in my head is that these are the best side in the league at the moment. So they went in heavy favourites, and so they should. And we've no right to be expecting to go there and get anything. I can't take that. I can't process that in my head. I need to, because that's more than enough context that we should be having. But it's just the fact that we've gone in front again. We've had a chance to go 2 up. And then yet again, we're coming away with no points. And it's so frustrating because like Lee says, I agree. I don't think it's a lack of effort. More concerningly, I think it's a lack of quality.
Yeah.
So that's the problem we've got, and that's more alarming in a lot of ways than having players that you just need to motivate, who can then do the business and pull you away.
If you compare it to league leaders last year in Burnley/Leeds, these look nowhere near as good as them two levels wise.
Not at all.
I think that's why it feels so gut wrenching, because we know, let's say you have last year's squad in this season's table. I think we win the league from all things because it's for the taking. But we had these. We were 1-0 up half time, and it looks like if Cooper doesn't go off, we either at minimum get a draw, because he had a really good first half. So it's gut wrenching, but we expecting us to win this game. No. So on to the next one, I think.
I got your first couple of Ramble on the Road videos before I went live, so I was able to start piecing that together. So thank you for doing that, by the way. It's much appreciated. But I think you said 3-1, Cov.
Yeah, I did. And I think, Lee, did you say the same thing?
I did.
3-0 or 3-1, I think Lee said, yeah.
Yeah,
so, please take me bets, Jim.
Yeah, you got to do, mate. You've got to do that. That's that. Yeah, and controlling the results on Football Therapy also helps, doesn't it? I suppose. So.
Yeah, well, wait till we can find results this week, Jim. You're not going to be happy.
I know, mate. I was trying to tally them up, and I gave up halfway through. I thought, no, I'm not. It's a load of rubbish. This.
Put this way, Jim. You don't need many fingers, mate.
Right, and on that note, I'm going to get rid of you. So, thank you both. Always good speaking to you, sort of. And I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers, lads. See you later on. Mr. Man in Black, it's Gaz Dunn. How are you, mate?
Yeah, all good, Paul, the result, I think.
I know. Did you hear that blaspheme, by the way, about one of your colleagues? By Jamie
Yeah,
Dumpling?
I did. I don't think he was. I thought he did all right tonight.
So did I.
Barely even. I think he cautioned when he needed to caution. Yeah, I thought he refereed well.
Russ came on and immediately said same thing. He thought ref had a decent game. Jamie Dumpling just scratching around, looking for excuses as usual. So, Gaz, what were your take on the game, my friend?
We're in trouble, Jimmy.
Oh.
I think now. I was looking at the table earlier tonight when we went 2-1 down. I know I had to because I wanted to put it into context.
Yeah, but I don't want the context because I want to be delusional and think that we're not in a relegation fight. Because we're Sheffield United and we'll get good enough to pull ourselves away. Surely.
There's a gap already forming. You think about it, everyone else down there has got a game in hand. We're 7 points off 18th right now, and they've got games in hand on us. That's 7 points off Blackburn. We need to start performing. I think tonight, Campbell, oh, wow. Just get him off. Every single person that's come on this call tonight has said Campbell was done after 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you don't need to be a UEFA A coach to see that.
No, you don't.
You don't, yeah. So pull him off instead of pulling Cannon off, who actually was making the effort tonight. And don't get me wrong, I think the last time I was on here, I turned around and said, I don't want to see him in a Blade shirt again. So I'm kind of going back a little bit here. But he did well.
We're
tonight.
allowed to.
He did well tonight. Right.
If you're bringing anybody off, it's Campbell into it tonight. When you're making that change on 60 minutes, Cannon deserved to stay on. I don't think he were a world beater, but he was certainly still going at that time. Campbell had gone. And it's nonsensical. That's just one decision that I question. And this is the concerning thing for me, Gaz, is people like yourself, people like Sonny, people like Lee, who's just been on as well, always really level-headed blades who will sort of see both sides and try and sort of, try and come out of it with a sensible head and think, right, well, even if it's been poor tonight, there's a bigger picture. Even if we've been good tonight, let's not get too carried away. All the level-headed lads and lasses that I'm talking to at the minute are getting worried, and that's a frightening sort of tide to get caught up in, because Sonny's gone off on one tonight about some of the players. Lee's not happy. Jamie Dumpling can go up and down, I understand that, but you're normally quite on an even keel, and now you're saying we're in trouble, and it starts to, do you know what I mean? November. It starts to get concerning, doesn't it? Yeah, we're in November.
We're in November. We're third from bottom of the league still, I think, unless our goal difference has killed us. Norwich are playing Wednesday tomorrow, so straight away
somebody's getting points.
Somebody's getting points there. So straight away, it's not looking good. Southampton are going to have a bit of bounce back ability, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, they are.
Getting rid of Sil. So yeah, it's not looking good there. Do I think we'll get relegated? No, I don't. But we're in a relegation battle. I think that's the change. And this isn't because we played Coventry or anything like that. It's just the points of the table that I'm looking at. It's nothing to do with just lost 3-1 to Coventry. That's not it. I don't think we played that bad tonight at times. First half, I think after we got absolutely plummeted, I think for 10 minutes, I think we were the better side. I thought we got better as the half went on.
I agree with
that.
And
the half time came at the wrong time for us.
Yeah.
But we've got to get rid of it. You could see it from minute one of the second half. They're panicking about the first 5 minutes conceding. And Davis, if you're going to come out there, you take everything. And why are you trying to punch it? Try and catch it. 2 hands is better than one, and I'm not a goalkeeper.
Not brave enough. Enough. So it's
either come and take everything or don't come at all.
I know, mate.
We could all say about Benny. Oh, geez. I don't know if he's a right winger. I don't know if he's a right back. I don't know if he's a right wing back.
Lee don't think he's a footballer. Never mind.
No, I don't either.
Right. So
he needs sorting. Campbell we've no one that holds that ball up. So when Coventry hit us for that first 5 minutes in that second half, it was going up and it was just coming straight back.
Yeah.
Because when he's got his back to goal, he's ineffective. Totally ineffective. Forget that he was hanging out and blowing out of every orifice going. It's like, come on. You've got to be able to hold the ball up. I've killed you with that one, haven't I?
Blowing out of every orifice going. Right, so give me some positives for tonight then, Gaz. What did you think?
I thought Peck was better tonight. I thought he did really well further forward.
I did.
With Gyro doing a bit more of the holding. I thought
agree.
Peck was better, which I think going on when we get the likes of Blaster back and Tom Davies fit.
Let him do that.
Let him do that. And I so want him to get a goal tonight.
I know.
I so wanted him to get a goal tonight. So Peck, good. Let's be honest, Cannon's improved from what we've seen so far. That's
better in a
good
2,
win.
didn't he? Much better in a 2.
Yeah. Take Sariki's personal issues with his attitude and things out of the equation. Did well when he came on. He's got the best stats for power, pace, and everything in the league. Yes, he can't defend very well, but he's good at that side of things, and that's what we need to take us up the field of play. That's what FOP is, field of play.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. Yeah,
I've got to stop doing it. I apologise. I'm so bad.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's now 23:07, and I love it. I love all your terminology. It's class. So
apologies for that. But yeah, I think McGuinness. I think. Let's go to that flat. But either go to that 3, or go to or go to a 4, and get rid of McGuinness. Put me and Tanganga in the middle, and then still can't get over this.
You'd have Sariki as a right back. You'd have Sariki as a right back. Okay.
And tell me if I'm barking here.
Woof.
What? Wait. Brilliant, aren't you? Burrows and McCallum, who was very good tonight. McCallum was really good tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
Why can't we play one of them right back? Just putting that one out there.
I think we tried it a couple of times last season.
Did we try it? Did we? All right,
I'm never keen on a left back going right back, or even a right back going left back. It does work. Kieran Trippier used to play a left back. He's done it for England, so it does work with the odd player. I just think it seems a bit disjointed to me, and it's very unlikely I think Wilder does it. So
yeah, I know, but it's better than playing Tanganga there, who I think got turned inside out at times tonight. Didn't do that well the other night either, and I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for that, because that's because of the position he's been told to play. He is a top quality, probably top third of the championship centre half.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea, but I'm not Wilder.
No, mate, absolutely, and that's what we want. We want more ideas as to how we can fix it, because at the minute it needs fixing, doesn't it? So, Gaz, thank you for coming on. You're our final caller tonight. I'm going to try and get stuck into some of these comments, but I really appreciate you coming on, mate. And trying to give us a level-headed twist. But when, like I say, when lads and lasses like yourself are sort of starting to not panic, but get really concerned, it's a flag to me. So, yeah, maybe we have to start paying attention that, look, we need the graft. We need to put it in now and start. It needs to happen. Like, we can't afford to drop any points at QPR. We can't. It has to be 3 points at home to QPR. Otherwise, we're banging trouble, aren't we? We're banging trouble.
Yeah, we are. But
all right,
hey,
are you at QPR, by the way?
Views. No, I'm home. I'm at Home Park for Plymouth versus Oxford. I'm travelling down. I have to travel down and get a hotel the night before, because it's a 3-hour trip from mine to Plymouth. So, but it's at Home Park, so I can't complain.
No, that's true. That's true.
I'll tap Cooper on the way.
Yeah. Nice one, pal. Good to speak to you as always, and I'll catch up with you soon.
You, pal.
Cheers, mate. To that,
bye.
Nice one, guys. Thank you so much for. Hang on. I said it was the last one, but I've got a straggler here. Hang on. Let me see if I can get him in background before I jump back into your comments. I don't know where he is. It worries me that this is the view that I've got of him. That might give you a clue as to who it is. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a view from the mountain. Hello, my mate. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, can't hear you. Can't hear you. Say again. Oh, I might have you now. I might have you.
I can't hear it. I can hardly hear you.
You can hardly hear me. I can hear you, my friend. How are you? No, I'm with you. I'm with you. How are you, mate?
Well, I'm a little bit disappointed, obviously, because I've been to the game. I'm just in the car on the way home, so I'm sorry if I drop out.
It's all right.
I was obviously, you know what situation I was in earlier tonight when I was in the stand and I wasn't in the right end. Because I got some free tickets.
Worst kept secret ever.
So yeah, there was that to deal with, and sat on my hands when the goal went in, obviously. I think that it stank of a victory that we would have took last season. when we were picking up points for fun, because I don't think Coventry have done nearly enough to win that game.
No.
And we've got a little bit of a soft belly that has cost us once again. From where I was stood, Bobby Thomas, the centre half, was the best player on the pitch and probably the difference.
He got man at match.
Today.
Yeah, he got man at match.
Sakamoto was good. We had a few decent performances, like you said, and acknowledged in McCallum. Thought Cannon did okay. And I thought generally we did okay. Obviously, Davo's come out and flapped. What did we expect? And the speed of the goals in the second half is very disappointing. Like everybody else, we're looking for 15, 20 minutes of shut the shop up and keep the opposition out. It just didn't happen. And it was really disappointing to be 2-1 down because I really didn't think Coventry had done nearly enough. I think Thomas had made a few really good, like we spoke about it before, a little bit of know-how at the back. He would have been a signing for us.
Yeah, he would.
That because I know we were rumoured and I don't know how close we ever were to getting him, but he's
a proper player, isn't he?
He could take to the Premier League. I think he put his foot in at the right points. He made interceptions and
read it really well, did he? Read it really well.
Little unnoticed things sometimes that won't be on the highlights reel that were the real difference for them today. And that's hard to take, but I didn't think it was too bad, considering these guys have been blowing teams away and the top scorers in the division. I don't think they've opened us up, other than like Wilder said at the end when we were chasing the game, and disappointing when they go through that easily and score, obviously, to finish the game off. But other than that, it was always going to be a ball into the box and a reaction that was going to win them or win us the game today. And they just had a little bit more about it. They've got a team that believes that they're going to win, and we're a team that are a bit shot for confidence and haven't won many matches. And it just stank of that, really. I think they played well for about 10 minutes today. And I remember thinking that about United last season, where we'd be average. We'd have 20 minutes, and then we'd be average again, and we'd end up with a victory. And we'd all look at each other at the end and go, well, we've won, but we weren't very good. I don't think Coventry were great at half-time. A lot of their fans were despairing. So yeah, I think we've done half a job tonight. And you look across the team, and I think there's enough in this team to keep us up. I agree Campbell was disappointing, but I don't know why he'd use only in the last game and not use him in this one, frankly, but that's Wilder.
Do you think we're getting there, mate?
I'm not. I know a defeat is disappointing. I know it is, but the victory on Saturday and the victory today, we were better tonight than we were on Saturday. But it's all about moments. It's the things that happen in both boxes that he's been talking about. The thing that I think if we'd have had Bobby Thomas at centre half, we win the game today. That is the difference. And if we swap McGuinness with Bobby Thomas at the start of a game, I think we win the game. And from a team that's at the top of the league and the bottom, that's not a massive difference. I don't think Coventry have ran us ragged today at all. And it was inevitability about us surrendering that lead. That inevitability of that goal coming for them in the second half. When if you're going to do well in the league, you've got to be able to defend a lead, and we've failed to do that. So,
Man Mountain, thank you so much for joining us. You keep dropping out a little bit there, so I'm going to let you go. But thank you for calling in, mate, on your way back, and I will definitely catch up with you very soon.
Sorry about what I look like. It's a bit Halloweeny, a bit like I'm telling a ghost story. Sorry about that.
It's all right. The housewives will recover. So, are you up for QPR?
Not at the minute.
Okay.
I'm not at the moment. I'm negotiating, seeing what I can do, but not at the minute.
Okay. No worries. Right, mate. I'll catch up with you soon.
I'll catch up with you, mate.
Cheers, pal.
See you
mate. Top man, Paul the Man Mountain. absolute cornerstone of this channel nowadays. Thank you to him for calling in. And thank you to everybody that's called in. Let's jump into some comments now before we wrap up. We've got about 20 minutes to go. Rich Carrington with a £20 super chat. Thank you, Rich. Very much appreciated, mate. Let's keep it positive. Decent performance tonight, but yet again, mistakes have cost us. Jimmy's put a right shift in today. Respect. Thank you, mate. We love it, though. We were all watching game anyway, weren't we? So, Sadie with a £10 super chat. Thank you, Sadie. Very much appreciated. I know you're fairly new, aren't you? But that's very kind of you. I love this channel as a neutral. Thanks, Jim and fellow Blades from a Blue Nose. What's the song at the start of the lives, Jim? I love it. And can I download? Yes, you can. It depends what you mean in terms of which one, because there's a couple of songs that I put on there. So the first one, the countdown song where it's Nicotine Rush, Martini Kappa Crush. It's Frankie. That's called Frankie, and that's by Matilda Shakes. Everything that on the channel that you hear will be by Matilda Shakes, other than a couple of bits that I've put together for the intros of Dave the Nose and Man Mountain and Lee and what have you. And the main track that Ruby in a Red Dress that everybody loves, and rightly so because it's a banger, is Fever Dream by Matilda Shakes. And for anybody that doesn't yet know about Matilda Shakes, go and find out about Matilda Shakes, because they are the soundtrack to the Ramble. But I also, because we've got such a good relationship with them, and James is a Platinum Rambler, so the lead singer. So because of that, I get sneak previews of upcoming singles. I am not kidding. They have put out a song that it's like Creed and Three Doors Down have had a love child, and they have birthed a wonderful new track. And oh my word, I have not stopped listening to it. So yeah, Matilda Shakes. If you don't know, now you know. And let's get back to some comments from everybody. Yes, Joe says, Jimmy, do you see the owners having any issues in investment in January, and also maybe looking to bring another shareholder of the club in to help us? My issues, I think they came for a quick flip. I agree, I think they came for a quick flip. It's certainly not happened how they thought it was. I was told that if we are anywhere near... hang on. If we were anywhere near, then the owners would back Wilder in January. That was to push on to try and get promoted. But obviously things have gone so badly that it's it's got to the point where people are talking about they're floating them for sale now, potentially. And if that's the case, then how dedicated are they to the project? You wouldn't assume so. So I'm concerned, mate, is the honest answer. Got to get comfortable with the idea of going down. Facts are just that at the minute, says Khan. Paul says, I said it after the transfer window shut, and I will keep saying it. All the signings on loan and AI players were all at best League One players. Can you where to play him, says Adams. Andy says, looked like a training ground goal, near post, flick on and finish. We tried a couple of times after. Yes, we did. Ryan says, I want to see a 4-4-2, wing backs for width and a diamond in midfield, one sitting to split the centre backs, two combative midfielders, and O'Hare in the 10. We can't play with wingers. We can't. Denot says, have the performances gotten better since the Ipswich battering under Sayers? I haven't watched Sheffield United since then. Not a Blades fan. I'm quite the opposite, just curious. Yes, I would say performances have definitely got better. But just because they're in a level or a couple of levels up from that doesn't mean that they're anywhere near acceptable. Pete says, season's gone, Jim, so why spend loads on loans to get halfway up the table? No parachute payments next season, so need the cash for next season. Sad days, but it will change up the Ramble. We have to make sure we're safe, Pete. That's why we have to stay competitive and get the best players in that we can. But in the bigger picture, I agree. If we are going to be a mid-table side, if we end up finishing 14th, then we don't want to be spending a load of money on loans and a load of money on players like Ben Mee, Danny Ings, who won't be here next season probably. S25 says, can't catch a break at the minute. Better overall performance, but goals against poor defending. Forget the third. 4-4-2 is the way forward, but Tanganga is never a right back. Ogbeni not good enough. Up the right back. Up the Ramble. Liam says they make a sub at half time, and yet again Wilder doesn't react. We didn't touch the ball for 15 to 20 minutes, and he waits until 2-1 down like he did at Preston. 3-2 down, he has to go 3-5-2 and quickly. Joe says 10 contracts expire at the end of the season, yet another rebuild again, but maybe for the good this time. Burnt Toast says, awesome channel, congrats Jim, thank you mate. Some of the players' wages should be based on results. I think Wilder will fix. Cooper form down to being injured, so being out of the team is a positive. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Yeah, we've all heard a few little bits like that, I suppose. So yeah, thank you, Burnt Toast, for the kind words. I think we started slow, but I think the first half was one of our best performances this season, says Blade Will. We just can't keep it up second half, and the stupid individual errors cost us again. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Archie says, surely Gerbich is better than Davis. Recall in Jan. I'd love to give Luke Faxon a go, you know. If we've no confidence in Davo, then go with the players on the books. Aaron says, Ty Campbell frustrating with his end product tonight, but at least he's always involved in the game. Cannoning's completely out of the game. Interesting perspective that, because I thought Cannon was more lively than Campbell, but you're right in so much as Campbell is always involved. Whether he's blowing, whether he's not quite what we want him to be doing, there's a lot to be said for being involved, because at the beginning of the season he wasn't. Claire says, just home from the game, Jimmy. Thought you played well first half, but second half was shocking for the Blades. Thank you, Claire. Supporter of the channel, despite being a Cov fan. Congratulations to you guys. Carl says, much better with two up top. Ings, Davis, Sariki and Brooks need to start on Saturday. I worry about Cooper's injury. I'm up there with being one of the most positive of Blades. Now I'm worried. Matt SB, your first half performance had us on the ropes, and second goal for you could have killed us off. But the mighty Sky Blues turned up in the second half to take the goods. Commiserations, Jim Bob. Thank you to Matt SB, who joined us for the countdown to kick off. What a top man. Kelly says, I don't think we'll go down to League One. We'll finish mid-table. I might be wrong, but we'll not go down without a fight. We are the Blades. We are made out of steel. I wish we were at the minute, Kel, because Smithy says we're going down. No way. This team has the character to stay up. The players aren't good enough for this level. No, hard to argue. Lord Tullum says, JB, go and watch your own team. They aren't going to last in the Prem. I think JB's just on wind up. JB Leeds fan. Jack says, it was saying we can rebuild. Okay. I know Sonny's audio wasn't great. I could hear a few bits in the background, but it's one of them, isn't it? One of them. We work on the fly when we're live. Ben says, massive shout out to all the content creators right now. It's bad enough watching this week in, week out. No idea how you have the energy to talk about it. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it, mate. And while I'm talking about it as well, I want to give a shout out to David Vinter. Hope you're okay, mate. And we're all with you as always. Mark Meldrew says, love it, Sonny. You can be in the -2 and make it -3, pal, up the Ramble. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't feeling it tonight, were he, Sonny? Look, it's real emotion, innit? It's how we're feeling. And some might think I've been a bit too hard on them tonight, or hard on Wilder, or whatever it might be. But it's just frustrating when you've got it in your hands and you chuck it away. Couple of positives, says Joe. Corners attacking, we looked far better. Attacking runs from one side looked good. We actually need Sariki in this team to make those overlaps. We look so one-sided in attack. Let's have a look what people are saying rather than just talking about. Got it. I got a message earlier and now I get it. Okay. Gage says, I don't think it was great at all. Cov made us look better than we were at times. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. That's a Ramble highlight, says Mark Meldrew, blowing out of every orifice. Yeah, thank you to Gaz for that. That'll make the next highlight reel, I'm sure. J619, Jamie Dumpling's shadow account, says, congrats on 10k, Jimmy. Amazing achievement. No better pundit, YouTuber, interviewer, blogger to be live on the internet when you reach the milestone. 10.03 minus any JD accounts to sum the 10k. Thank you, mate. I don't know about being good at all those things, but I certainly do all those things at times. P&J Touring says, evening, Jimmy. Good evening, my mate. It's a downer after the 10K. Sorry to say, but it's looking like even Wilder's wizardry may not be enough. Maybe get to Jan, new year, new start with new players. Up the Ramble, like and subscribe, marching on together. And Mountain looks like he's in a disco. I think you are. I think we're in a car disco trying to cheer himself up. Not sure what game you watched, Mountain. It was very positive, weren't it? And the funny thing was, and we sort of alluded to this on Three Mighty Blades, he sat in Coventry. He won tickets on like a Sky Sports raffle thing. And had to say we're a Cov fan to get the tickets. So he sat in Coventry. So I'll be grilling him about that on Three Mighty Blades. It wasn't a good line to do it today, but just low on confidence, says Carl. Going to be a long season, but I think we'll be okay. We're leaking too many goals, says Lord Toolham. Yes, we are. Tim Cook says, a League Division 1 squad if I've ever seen one. We're not looking good, are we, at the minute? Cooler King says, I disagree with Man Mountain when he says Cov played well for about 10 minutes. They created some good chances in the first half and dominated the second, and they didn't make any stupid errors. I think to say they dominated the second half is fair. I think we were second best throughout the second half. I think they were better for the first 10 minutes as well. So yeah, it's his perspective, isn't it? And that's what makes it interesting. Tanganga, centre-back is a must. Need to stop playing players out of position. Definitely need to play two up top. Gaza says, Jim, do you like the band Skylights from Leeds? Never heard of them, mate, to be honest. So, couldn't comment. Wado says, you've got the best centre-back in the league and play him right back. It's madness. Yeah, I agree. Tom says, Jim, what's the best way to become a Platinum Rambler? YouTube or Patreon? Give you a break from talking about the game. So to become a Platinum Rambler, you have to go through Patreon because we don't do that tier on YouTube. So if you go through Patreon, there's a link in the description below. If you're interested, I appreciate it's not for everybody, but it's crazy. In fact, I mean, this will probably put more people off, so I probably shouldn't say it. But let's have a look. 679 unread messages. So I haven't dipped into the Platinum chat since before the start of the watch along. There's 679. It always goes crazy when there's a game on because people are reacting. But yeah, if you're interested, mate, then it's appreciated and it's there if you fancy. Archie says Sariki created more in his short cameo tonight than Ogbeni has all season. Completely agree with that. He must start from there on in. Fast, direct wing-back who can cause many problems to other teams. Is anybody against... Look, I know we ain't got a lot of time left, but is anybody against us going to three at the back? Because I cannot see how in this squad you can... Why are we persisting with four at the back and wingers? Who are the wingers in our squad? Who are the wingers? We're trying to get three centre-backs in a side that plays with two centre-backs when you've got the option to play with three. And you're full-back, so you're trying to shoehorn in a better wing-backs anyway. And then we're trying to get wingers into a side where we haven't got any wingers. We've got one winger on loan, Cheo Ogbeni, who, if he was any good, I could see the argument for playing him and having a system that accommodates wingers. But he's been useless this season, and I get no pleasure saying that. I need a drink now because I'm going a bit dry in my mouth. But I found Michelle the Shakes on Spotify. Wahoo said it. You'll never go back. You'll never go back, and stick with them as well, because if he releases one of these songs that he sent me, and he sent me a few, but there is one particular banger does not cover it. Joe says, how many points do you think we get from the next couple of games, Jim? Thing is, right now I'm mad, and you know I'm mad. But I come QPR, I'll be positive again, and it's a quick turnaround. We'll probably be back. What, Thursday, with the hot off the presser. Might even I would normally do a countdown to kick off tomorrow night, but we're gonna go to a bonfire with kids, so it'll be a countdown to kick off on Thursday as well. But by then, I will be positive again. I know I will. I know I will be certainly be looking forward to the game. So I think we'll do all right against QPR. I think we have to. I don't even want to think about the game after. I can't even contemplate it yet, because there's never been more of a must-win scenario. Finn says, hi, Jimmy. Thought Blades looked okay. Better side first half. Think you need 3 or 4 additions in January. Can see you surviving easy. Just confidence is down. Play up Sky Blues. Thank you, my mate. And thank you to Tom, who's just become a Platinum Rambler. Very much appreciated, mate. That's popped up and I've seen that. We'll get you in the chat. You should have had an email that'll be able to get you straight into the chat. And, you know, the gatekeeper will open the gates and you can come on in. Joe says, Burrows' best attributes is in attack. Keep McCallum at left back and try Burrows left midfield while Hamer is out if we're going to play wingers. If we're going to play wingers, that's a sensible solution for me. Or even Andre Brooks. But then again, you've got to play Ogbeni on the right. It don't work for me. James says, if Ogbeni was any good, he'd be on Ipswich's bench. It's crazy how quick we've fallen. 5th best team from last season, a walk in the league at the minute. Yeah, that's right. It has to be 6 points, says Jack, from the next 2. Officially a Platinum Rambler. Every little helps, Jim. Proper let's. Thank you, mate. It helps more than you know. It helps more than you know. But it's certainly not expected from anybody. People go to whatever they can. But I really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. J619 says, can see now why Ipswich let Ogbeni leave to a parachute rival at the end of the transfer window. Yeah, me too. Archie says 3 points on Saturday is a must because Norwich play Wednesday tomorrow and then Southampton play Wednesday on Saturday. 2 sides in and around us who can pull away just by beating them lot from S6. Theek says the most important thing in the team is a spine. We have an out-of-form Cooper, McGuinness, Peck, and whoever is fit at the side of him, and Campbell. I know. It's a poor spine, isn't it? Poor spine. 3 at the back, pack the midfield, and 2 up front, up the Blades, up the Ramble, says Jimmy. He's screaming for it. Play Faxon instead of Davis. He can't be much worse. I'm with you. I'm playing Luke Faxon all day long. I've never been an Adam Davis fan, and I don't like. Again, I'm not going to go over all ground, but I've no confidence in him. At least Luke Faxon getting an opportunity. How else are these young players supposed to grow? I've no confidence in Davis, so I would not be adverse to giving young Faxon a go. Carl says, through the good times and the bad, we go again. Absolutely right, we do. Absolutely right. It doesn't change anything about how we feel about them, does it? Just 'cause we're on a terrible run. Jack says, I've been doing very well with being positive, but these errors are killing us. And Joe says, we go again, up the Blades. I appreciate I've had to skip out a load of comments. I'll just see if I can't see any names jumping out at me that I've missed. We can't risk playing 3 at the back, says Dave Death, if we don't have good enough number 2. Because if Cooper goes off and we get what we've got tonight, it will be such a Sayers special. I think I've got pretty much everybody's comments. I had to skip through a few arguments, I think, that were going on in the comments. I think JB from Leeds was on the wind-up. Eric says, one half decent game doesn't mean Campbell is now firing. Don't forget how many false dawns we had with Brewster. I completely agree with this as well, by the way. I think just because he's looked better in a 2 doesn't mean he's the finished article. But I do think tonight he deserved to stay on over Campbell, who was blowing. So that would be my... I think you missed me, says Tilted. Come on then, let's see if I can find you. I think Blades fans are too harsh on Peck. Thank you for letting me know, mate. You can tell there is a quality player in there. Young lad, only 21. Shouldn't have to carry the weight of the club on his shoulders. Needs nurturing better. It splits opinion, does City Peck, because I think everybody collectively wants him to do well, but some people think he's not quite good enough at the moment. Some people think he's, like you say, he's got a lot of potential, but he's being flogged. Others think we're too harsh on him. So there's loads of different, like he's hot and cold, and that's what you get from a youngster. I thought he played well tonight. I think, like was said earlier by one of the callers, further up the pitch, I think he looked decent, and it's a position he's not often getting the chance to play. So yeah, I've got time for City Peck. Wilder's clearly got an awful lot of time for him. When our Blaster comes back, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens, because I think he'll go with City and Blaster in the middle now. If Blaster sits a little bit deeper and City is allowed to go forward a touch, then maybe that's the combination we're after. Okay. Carl says we need to go 3 at the back instead of playing square pegs in round holes. I agree with that. And Bry says, keep it Ramble, people. Do you know what? We are a minute shy, but I'm going to call it there. Because it's been a long one, hasn't it? And I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Look, we keep the faith, don't we? We keep the faith in United. Win, lose or draw. We can't sing it if we don't mean it. We'll still come back for more. and it's hard. It's hard to take another defeat on the chin. I do see positives in tonight's performance. I'm just disappointed. It's just frustrating that we keep going over the same thing time and time again. I appreciate we're nearly a third of the way through the season. I appreciate what Gaz is saying in terms of there is a gap beginning to form for the bottom three. But by the same token, there's still 30-odd games to go. So there's loads of time to turn this around. And I still believe we've got the right man at the helm to turn it around. We can't wait for January, though. Some things need to change now. And I think the formation is a huge thing that's staring us in the face, with a little bit of personnel changes as well. Ogbenny's got to come out. Sariki's got to get a chance if we're going right wing back. There's a few others as well. Tyrese Campbell, have him on as a finisher if he can't do more than 40 minutes from the start. Give him half an hour at the end and see what he can do. It needs work. This, I do think we'll get there, but it's a long road, isn't it? It's a long road, and it's never easy being a Blade, but it's never boring being a Blade. So for now, come on, you red and white wizards, all the Blades.